As a small biz pro, so we roll, using procurement, program, and control. As a small biz pro, so we grow, using procurement, program, and control. I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. Ooh, yeah. I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. Ooh, yeah. I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. Ooh, yeah. Crystal Mitchell, do you have my
Good
business
afternoon.
plan?
This is the Business Zone with
Crystal.
and Gilbert Buchanan, your small business paramedic. And today, Crystal, we're going to have a great show.
We have a house full, actually.
House full in celebration of Women's Month.
Women's History Month.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, so we didn't celebrate quite a few very talented women this month.
I know.
And so we've had a great month, and we are on to finishing out the month strong as we started.
That's what
I'm
talking about.
So I'm going to start with a poem that I really meant to read last week, and we ran out of time when we had, what's the young lady's name?
Isatel.
Yeah. She was
She was amazing.
She was. And I've been so busy, I haven't been able to get the video up, so I will be getting that up. But right now I have a client that's got my full undivided attention.
I hear that.
So I have to kind of work with him. But we're going to start it with this poem, and then we're going to go on and talk about, some women that we know that have been doing some amazing stuff.
Outstanding women.
Outstanding women. So the poem is The Strength of a Woman, and it's written by Naomi Johnson. The strength of a woman is her kind-hearted ways that she forever displays. It's her loving, confident smile that takes you to the highest place with the glimpse of determination shone upon her face. The strength of a woman is the amazing ability to withstand pain, bringing life into this world, even if the man does not want to entertain. It is the ability to raise her child on her own when the man left her all alone to support them until they are grown. The strength of a woman is the intrinsic style to protect like a child without being hostile. It's the humble heart she shows that warms the soul when her spirit feeling low. The strength of a woman knows how to restrain her tongue when insults are being flung. It's the lovely expression she conveys with the eyes and respect for herself. She does not deny. The strength of a woman is the devoted traits that she has standing by her man's side when problems arise. It's her inspirational words she gives her mate, making him feel oh so great. The strength of a woman is her gentle touch you love so much. It's her loyal love to one guy she continues to create without being irate. The strength of a woman is her intellectual mind, oh so chic with the words she speaks. It's the versatile quality she uses without spirit of guile. The strength of a woman is learning how to love when she's been hurt over again without committing a sin. The strength of a woman is not her traditional love she has to live on. It's her unconditional spiritual love that has not yet gone. And that is by Naomi Johnson. So that is the strength of women.
That is phenomenal, Crystal.
And it's amazing because, in this day and age in our political environment, and we know that the upcoming elections is going to change a very male-dominated workspace, and I think it's time for the woman to be able to stand up and take her place.
I've been saying this for a long time now, and, just referring back to those words that you were speaking, I kept thinking about my mom in my mind. Every one of those words represented her tremendously.
Yeah.
And what's going on right now, we know that we're going to have to pivot to the woman in power.
Yeah.
And it's only a matter of time. I mean, it's evident that we need a change. It's evident that we need to see some women operating in the leadership role. So we can't wait to see that. So this upcoming election, I'm sure we're going to see some great results.
Oh, of course, because, like you said, with your mom, and I know my mom was a single mom, especially throughout my teen years. My stepfather was around when I was a kid. But my mom, she was an amazing lady, and I don't even know how she did some of the things she did. Yeah. And it wasn't until I was grown and we were like best of friends and now we're sharing her life. It's like, wow, you are like a rock of Gibraltar. Mm-hmm. And I never felt fear. I never felt, insecure.
You felt safe and protected.
I felt safe and protected. And she had some very challenging times in her life.
And that's another reason why I'm thinking that having women in these leadership positions in politics would really help a lot, because I remember when I was growing up with my mom, we're going to school, we don't have money. She has her last dollar, right?
Yes.
Last dollar. And there are two of us.
Right.
She split it 50-50. She didn't get anything. So she went to work without.
Right.
And she made it happen. Sometimes we come home, no dinner. And she figured it out. She go into the cupboard and whatever she finds
magic,
in there,
right?
she
It's
makes
like,
dinner out of it. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So I know when it comes to budget, managing budget, women are phenomenal. Not that I'm biased per se, because I prefer women clients, and you know why. Because they pay, right? They pay.
But they take care of business.
Exactly. But, women, when it comes to budget, they make that money stretch. They make it happen. So, I can just see them working in those positions.
And even with dire things going on in their interrelationships if their husband's there around, or if the husband or the father is not around, and if he's not around, then she's got conflict on the other side. But I know in my family, it wasn't until I think I was like 12 or 13 years old that I knew that there was conflict going on. Right. And at that point, I was more aware. But she didn't feel that was something that should flow over into take away our childhood.
Exactly.
So it's just the capabilities that women have, and when it comes to our children, and when we look in this world today, when our kids can't even go to school and be safe. When I hear these children in Florida that's having, they're more concerned. And I was talking to Greg Winston, that was on the show with Bob, with the book Barbed Wire Souls. Yeah. And we were talking the other day, and I said, isn't it absolutely amazing that the children are more engaged in this situation than their parents are?
Yeah. Because they're trying to make a better future for themselves and their kids.
Right.
I mean, not to say the parents don't care, but kids, they see things differently right now.
Right.
If you notice, most of what we're doing right now is being run by the younger generation. Everything we're doing, the market analysis, the market research, everything that's being done right now is all geared towards the younger population.
Right, exactly, because that's the next generation, right? Yeah. And so when these kids are saying, I saw something the other day that was really kind of sad. It was a young boy, he was a young black kid, and I think he was in Chicago, and he was going to school, and he told his mom, I need to write my will before I go to class, before I go to school. He was like 8 or 9 years old.
That is deep.
Because he says, I don't know if I'm going to come back home, because our kids are watching.
That is deep.
And there should be no conversation about whether or not we should be keeping our children.
Kids should be like kids. They live as kids, not worrying about those types of things, but things have changed.
Things have changed. And so it looks like our kids are going to be the ones. And then we need women to balance it out, because men are
got to balance it out.
Yeah.
In the spirit of Women History Month, we're going to do what we can here on the Business Zone to make it happen. Now, for those of you who are just tuning in, you're on the Business Zone with
Crystal
and Gilbert Buchanan. You're a small business paramedic. If you need to give us a call, our number here is 323-293-3375. That's 323-293-3375. If you have any questions or any comments, any suggestions, any feedback you want to give us, please give us a call. And our guests, we've got two wonderful guests who are going to be on our show today. We just
speaking
can't
of
wait.
Women of Strength,
Yes.
we have both of them is coming on, and they're both amazing women of strength.
I tell you.
I know how running organizations and
can't wait,
and just taking care of family and we all
juggling everything
4 or 5 hats.
Oh yes.
4 or 5 hats.
And the thing about it is, I know these women very closely because I've known them for a few years now, and I've seen them. I've observed them in the marketplace, in the industry, how they operate, and it's just phenomenal. Yeah. Got to give them credit.
Okay.
Got to give them credit.
I'm just women just alone, just period.
Yes.
It's just
Can't wait.
Pretty cool.
Can't
I'm
wait.
Just very excited to have them today. So how was your week?
Oh, my week. How was my week? My week was kind of mixed, kind of crazy. As a matter of fact, we just started our 4th year with the National Latina Business Women Association. So class number 2 we had this past Tuesday, and it was amazing. It was on business infrastructure and best practices.
Ah.
Yeah, so we have some great female entrepreneurs in the class, and it seems as if the class is growing, which I really like, and they really love the material they're getting. And as you know, when I teach these classes, I'm about results. I'm about taking them from one level to the next.
Okay.
So I can't wait to see what they're like once we complete week 7.
So what are some of the businesses that are in the class?
Well, one business is a decor business. They do decoration, real estate. Another business, she does health and fitness training.
Okay.
And then we have 2 sisters who are in the catering business. They cater tacos.
Oh, okay.
I can't wait to taste it because I hear it's wonderful.
Oh, so they're going to bring you some samples?
Oh, yes. And you know I'm a big critic, right? So if it tastes good, it's going to get my blessing. And if not, I'll give them some coaching as to how they can enhance what they do. And we have a few others. Isatel is one of them. Isatel. She's one of them.
Well, she's just absolutely amazing.
She's phenomenal.
Yeah.
I see her going places.
Yes.
I see her going places.
Such an amazing young lady.
Oh, yes.
And she doesn't let her limitations stop her at all.
Exactly.
I was just so impressed with the whole interview last week.
If she doesn't tell you, you don't know that she's partially blind.
No, you would not know it at all.
And she's just phenomenal.
Yeah. I was very, very...
I'm going to do whatever I can to help her because I really believe in her. She's got that, that oomph.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, she's a quiet storm.
Yeah, she is. Yes, she is. So we'll see, following the next 5 to 6 weeks in this class, we'll see what's going to happen.
Cool.
How about you? How was your week?
Let's see. I'm working. It's tax season. Mm-hmm. So I have a couple of clients that I'm having. I got one client that actually we're not even doing his taxes. We're just getting him ready because he's got a loan that we need to have some final reports, financial reports. And here is something, this is for all business owners. When he had a bookkeeper who didn't do his job. And because it's important that business owners understand some part of what it takes and what your book should look like, it wasn't identified early enough. And so now I'm having to come in and discover what this guy did and fix and get the financial reports to
this person, is he like a legitimate accountant?
I think he is a legitimate accountant. I just don't know if he knew how to use QuickBooks Online. And so what he was doing, because with QuickBooks Online, unlike the desktop, it integrates with your bank account. And so it's actually your bank account information is in real time. You still have to reconcile what you're doing on your side in your check register with it, but all of the expenses and all the income is already there. Right. You just have to match them.
Make them sync.
You got to make them sync to reconcile them. Right. So he was plugging them in like you would do in a regular software accounting program where you do your journal entries, but there's a lot of double entries because all he had to do was click and add.
So he really didn't understand the process.
Yeah, he didn't understand the process. So
see, I tell clients all the time, before you take on a consultant, you want to, interview them, see if they know what they're doing, and you want to reach out to other potential consultants as well and match it up, see if they really know what they're talking about, and then go back, pick a choice, pick one of them.
Yeah, because
it looks like that didn't happen in this
That
case.
did not happen. And, the owner of the business, he's very astute. This is a legacy business. He took over his father's business when his father passed. He's a very smart man. So he's definitely, and he grew up it's a restaurant industry. He grew up helping his father, and he has the skills. It's just he hired someone who he assumed had the skills to keep him in compliance.
Well, he's in good hands with you right now, and I'm sure he'll never make that mistake again.
No,
because now he's going to see the results. He's going to go out and tell his friends, and he's probably going to kick himself a few times for making that mistake, because now it probably cost him some money over there. Now it's going to cost him.
Yeah, it's going to cost him, and it actually could cost him his loan. So that's why. I've kind of put him as the priority. So that's what I've been working with all week long.
Right.
And let's see what else is going on. Then I got other clients that I'm kind of getting ready for taxes because, of course, they waited to the last minute, and like they usually do.
Yeah.
And which is why I don't do the tax part because I would not be a happy camper right now.
I hear that. So, they come to you with their shoebox and all these receipts, right?
Yeah.
Crystal, can you make this happen?
And then they start calling you like every 10 minutes. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Whoa.
When am I going to get my paperwork so I can get my check?
A whole year. You got a whole year, man. So
I think you should tell the audience, Crystal, about the 1099 rule because I don't think many of them still know that there's a deadline on the 1099. They're still thinking that they have time to still prepare their 1099s and send it out.
Their 1099 should have been done on January 31st. Yeah. And it should have been gone out on the February 3rd to the IRS already.
Right. And if it didn't go out by then you might be talking to the tax man because they are documenting all of those things. And if your 1099 comes in after that deadline, then you got to talk to Uncle Sam about some late fees and some penalties.
Yeah, there's some late fees. And so while we're talking about time frames, March 15th was actually the day you were supposed to file your corporate taxes. So I hope you filed your extensions.
Say it again. I don't think they heard you.
March 15th was the day for corporate taxes. So hopefully you have someone that's preparing your taxes and they filed an extension or you did. April 17th is regular sole proprietor.
If you're a sole proprietor or an individual.
Those taxes are done. May 15th is the tax for your 990s for your nonprofit organizations. So you need to get that in. And your 199 in. Actually, the IRS has been pulling the nonprofit status from a lot of nonprofits. They don't do their 190 in.
Wow.
So, that's what you guys need to be doing.
I'm telling you, if you don't have a good consultant working with you, you don't have an advisor, or your CPA isn't working with you, then you need to get some advice from some type of counsel. You want to talk to legal counsel, find out what the role is, what you need to do. Many individuals, for example, with a nonprofit, they decide to form a nonprofit not knowing what the rules are. And then later on, they didn't file a 990 or they 199 in. And then they're going, I didn't know.
Yeah.
Uncle Sam doesn't care if you knew or not.
No.
If you want to play in a certain game, you got to know the rules. And that's really what this is all about.
Yeah, it is. So it's important. Usually when someone asks me for an accountant, I usually send them 3 referrals. And then I suggest that they meet with them. To find out if this is the individual that can help them do whatever it is that they need to do. Right. So generally, the ones that I've referred have been very good about doing their due diligence, and I explain to them why it's important.
Well, we've shared some valuable information with our small biz pros out there in the marketplace, and hopefully this is kind of make you going, have you thinking about it and thinking about your CPA, your bookkeeper, your accountant, business consultant, whomever you have helping you to guide your business. We're at the bottom of the hour, and we really want to talk a little bit about our sponsors today, Crystal, before we take our break. And we've got 3 sponsors on the show.
And we do. So one being the Department of General Services for the state of California, and they are the procurement supplier diversity. No calling. It's 3:00. Everybody know that. So the Department of General Services, and they are the Diversity Supplier Procurement Department, right? For the state of California, for you to do certified contractual business with the state.
That's right. And we're doing what we can to help small businesses become certified as an SBE with Department of General Services. So if you don't know how to become certified, the state of California, they've got a 25% set aside. So there's opportunities out there, and 25% of that is going towards small business. So if you're a small business, you want to get certified, reach out to Crystal and I. We can assist you guys and let you know how to become certified in that.
And that is a game changer for how you do business and how much money you make in this business.
That's right.
So it's really, really important that we look at new opportunities that are available, because the traditional way of doing business is not as lucrative as it used to be.
That's right.
And so if you want to stay in business, you got to stay on top of everything.
Exactly.
But before we go away to break, because we still got a few more minutes, Facebook.
Woo. I knew that was coming.
Yeah, boy, 50 million people whose information has been acquired in order to get the nutcase in the White House.
You know, I've often say this in my workshop, Crystal, that there are 5 categories of customers out there. 5. Mm-hmm. The 3%ers, the 7%ers, the 15%ers, the 25%ers, and the 50%ers.
Right.
And with the 3%ers, we're always talking about how easy it is to get the 3%ers because they're not happy with their current providers and they can't wait to switch.
Right.
They're the low-hanging fruit.
Right.
That right there is a low-hanging fruit. So anyone on the outside who decides to come up with a system similar to Facebook right now, they can grab most of that 50
this is an opportunity
that 50 billion.
for
You see
them,
what I mean?
Right. Yeah, in fact, it's so much so because some people are making the change to go to Instagram, but you got to remember that's still Facebook. So you got to understand what that is. But I was just looking at here, Elon Musk, he actually has deleted his SpaceX and his Tesla pages from Facebook.
Wow. I heard they also lost $5 billion.
Yeah, $7 billion.
$7 billion.
Yeah.
Since the last 3 or 4 days.
Right.
Oh, that's unbelievable.
Yeah, that's big time because the stockholders are not a happy camper.
Happy.
I mean, that's
wouldn't
serious.
be either.
That's serious.
Can you imagine? See, I don't put my personal information. I don't know about my guests here if they put their personal information on Facebook. I never do. Even my birthday, I don't put on there. I mean, people call, hey, happy birthday, but it really isn't my birthday. You see what I mean? Because I don't want to put that on there because you can have trolls like those getting on there going, okay, Gilbert Buchanan, okay, his birthday is this date, and he lives in this area. Now they're putting a profile together on it. You see what I mean?
The only thing that I do is on mine is this me? What's happening over here? Oh, wait. Okay.
That thing got a mind of its own.
Yeah, it's doing its own thing. Speaking of, it just popped off.
Yeah.
My Facebook page is purely a business page.
Yes.
I also use it so there's hardly ever anything personal about my family or anything on it.
It's all about business.
It's all about business.
I don't entertain those personal relationships on Facebook.
No, I don't tell anybody I'm going to eat anywhere unless some friends of mine actually do it from their page.
Yeah, if they're friends of mine and they want to get a hold, call me on my phone, send me an email. I'm not doing that Facebook thing.
Right.
Even my sister, I blocked her on Facebook. I'm serious. She sent me a picture one time, and she was in Florida. She went to some party, and I'm going, ooh, where are those people in the background? What is she doing? I can't have this out there. I can't have my business associates seeing me associating with this. So I blocked her. She wasn't happy, but hey, it's about business.
but because mine's also, my page ties into Recycling Black Dollars page. It ties into BusinessZone page.
Yeah.
So it's very easy for mines to stay that way.
Yeah.
And so I don't do, and then, of course, your LinkedIn, that's a personal page, but it's all business, and it shouldn't be anything else more than that.
Oh, yeah.
So you do have to be very careful. In fact, it's so interesting that happened because in the class, when I teach the young people at Mount SAC, that's one of the conversations I have with them when because we're preparing them to go to work, right?
Yep.
So I tell them, go take your personal page. If it's got a lot of personal information and things that you would not want your employer to know about, lock it down because you can secure it so no one knows, and then create a very generic page that doesn't have anything other than, your comments and your opinions.
Yeah.
But even depending on where you work, you have to be careful with that as well. So it's important that you make sure you're monitoring what you're doing on your pages.
You got to do that. With that being said, Crystal, we're going to go ahead and take a break right now. And again, for those of you who are listening, I really, really want you guys to tune in and make phone calls to our guests and ask them questions because they've got some valuable resources. You're on the Business Zone with
Crystal
and Gilbert Buchanan, your small business paramedic. Take a break.
Hello, meet Larry. Larry is a general contractor. Larry is very good at his craft, but Larry has a very tough time managing his paperwork because he is busy taking care of his clients' needs. Larry just cannot find his important business documents when needed. Larry is also being passed over for bid opportunities from prime contractors because he is perceived as not ready. He doesn't know where his business license, certifications, insurance, and other key corporate documents are located most of the time. Lucy owns an auto body and collision repair shop and has been using a business management and procurement assistance program called Small Biz Pro to keep her business organized, business ready, contract ready, and bank loan ready. Small Biz Pro is a 3-in-1 cloud-based business management, procurement, and market research assistance system designed to help businesses become business ready, contract ready, and bank loan ready. It also provides back-office operation solutions for small businesses. Lucy is able to stay ahead of her competitors because she uses Small Biz Pro to manage her business daily. Lucy just clicks on Small Biz Pro from her tablet, mobile phone, laptop, or any internet-accessible device for data retrieval, and she's got it. Lucy introduces Larry to Small Biz Pro, and now Larry is more organized and can now find all of his documents and new bid opportunities in seconds. Larry now saves $120 in labor costs for each missing or misplaced document. Just simply go to your web browser and log into smallbizpro.net and register today for a limited 30-day free trial offer. Services start as low as $1 per day. Let's put the competition out of business. Small Biz Pro. If you stay ready, you don't need to get ready. Register now at smallbizpro.net and begin saving money. Email info@smallbizpro.net or call 626-533-1186.
On the Business Zone with
Crystal
and Gilbert Buchanan, your small business paramedic. And Crystal, who do we have in the studios today?
We have Miss Carmen Torres, and you're going to tell us who she is and what she does.
All right. So we've got Carmen Torres from the National Latina Business Women Association. She is the vice president of the National Latina Business Women Association, which is an economic development organization geared towards supporting and providing opportunities and assistance to women-owned entrepreneurs. Carmen also owns a business called My HR Specialist. She's a human resources professional, and she has done great work in the community, working with small businesses, helping them to learn compliance, learning how to run their business, how to hire, and I won't say fire, but exit people from their organization. And she's been doing this for over 9 years, Carmen?
As a business owner, yes, over 9 years, and I have over 20 years experience in human resources.
That's right. So you've heard it from the source. She is phenomenal, and I would refer her to any small business for guidance and coaching. So without further ado, let's tune into our guest.
And now
Carmen
you two work together, doing some
Yes.
stuff together, right?
Yes.
So why don't you tell them what you do for them?
Well, Carmen and I, we've worked with a few clients in the past. Carmen has referred some clients to me, and vice versa. I've referred clients to her too. And currently, we're working on the BMA, the Business Management Academy, through the National Latina Business Women Association. So Carmen, she's brought me on. This is the second year as being a vice president that she's brought me on to help teaching those classes. But I've been teaching those classes for 4 years now. So Carmen, we really, really appreciate you, and welcome to the Business Zone.
Thank you, Crystal. Thank you, Gilbert.
So did he do okay?
He did okay. He did well, absolutely.
Okay.
I have your bio in my head.
Yes, he still owes you a lunch.
I
so.
still have your lunch.
So welcome to the show. We're so happy to have you here. And I met you a couple weeks ago when we were on
Sandy
Lou's show.
Yes.
And
Yes.
you're helping her out with her show. And it's a pleasure to have you here on our show.
Thank you. I'm really excited. I've been watching your show, and I think you guys have had some amazing individuals. And, I'm so looking forward to it.
Great.
Well, we are too. Yeah, we've actually been pretty blessed. Let's see. July of this year will be our second year.
Our second year, second anniversary.
Our second anniversary, yes. And it's been going well, and we are looking forward to it continuing to move forward and doing some other big, great things with it. And so we've been excited. And I think I was born to do this, and he actually, I think, was as well. In fact, and I don't know that you knew the story. I think we said it when we were on Sandy Lou's show that he didn't tell me until after we had already signed papers here that that his degree was actually in communications.
Yes, I think you guys have a great story, and you guys are just naturals at this.
Thank you.
So tell us about yourself. Tell us about the organization that you're running. And I kind of do the same thing. I have a dual position. I run a community-based organization as well as having my own business. So how's that?
Well, it's really great. I'll share a little bit about NLBWA first,
Okay.
the National Latina Business Women's Association. And as this is my second year with the NLBWA as a board member, as the vice president. And I've been a member for about 8 or 9 years now. So that's been really awesome. One of the reasons I decided to become a board member is because I just love the work that they were doing. I love being a part of their community, their programs, particularly the Business Management Academy. In fact, that's the first event that I attended and that I learned when I learned about NLBWA.
Oh, okay.
So ironically, now Gilbert and I definitely, working on that. This is our second year working together as a part of the NLBWA. And obviously, this is not a one-person show when it comes to NLBWA. There's a group of amazing women, starting with Livier, who is the president, and Alyssa. We have Rosa, Wendy, Amanda, Sandy Lou,
Lilybeth.
Gabriella, yes, Lilybeth, and Denise. So there's 10 of us on the board right now.
Oh, fantastic.
And as a matter of fact, we are actually accepting applications for anyone who is interested in becoming a member or a board member, actually, of NLBWA, and applications are being accepted through March 31st. So I invite you to engage with us and, learn a little bit more about who we are.
And can you tell our audience why it is so important for our businesses, our smaller businesses especially, to be involved with associations that are there for those businesses to support them, and what do they get from that?
Absolutely. I think, one of the reasons that why NLBWA worked for me is because of the resources that are available, of the community that you build, amongst the women who are involved, not just the leadership, but all of the members. And so you just have an opportunity to, receive information, resources, and a lot of people who actually connect through NLBWA, particularly more recently through the BMA program, do business together. And I think that's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that sisterhood.
That's true.
Yeah.
Now, Carmen, if you don't mind, can you tell our audience, how did you get involved in starting your own business? Why did you decide to do that? Because I know you were employed before that, but then you branched out into entrepreneurship. So would you mind telling the audience?
Of course not. So I was working with a really amazing company. We were building a theme park in Dubai. And as a result of the market crash in 2008, I had to lay off 90% of the staff at the company that I was working at. At the top of 2009. Yes. So in January, I find myself laying people off, after the Martin Luther King holiday. And I stayed on board with them for a couple of months while we did all of the
transition,
right? All of the EDD and severance agreements and COBRA information, you name it, everything. And I found myself 2 months later when I had to lay myself off.
Oh, wow. I never had to do that before.
Yes. Yeah, I had to write my own check as well, which is why I do the business that I do. So I'm the last one out. So the HR person is also the last one out.
Yes, that has happened twice. And so I found myself looking for work and then realized, what I'm looking for is not out there right now. So I'm going to fall back on my event planning.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what I did. I fell back on event planning. I, was able to work with some amazing people from the National Kidney Foundation for as a volunteer.
Yeah.
And then I got to work with the George Lopez Foundation.
Oh.
So that was really awesome. As a result of that, I also got to work with the Sugar Ray Leonard Foundation.
Oh, wow.
And, did that for a little while. But in between that, I was having conversations about HR because a lot of business owners were reaching out to me, friends or friends who were working and just wondering, what's going on and
what do I need to do?
Yes, and do they have a right to let me go? Or business owners like, I need to let someone go, but how do I do that? I don't have enough money anymore.
Yeah.
So I realized that there was a need, right?
Yeah.
And I thought, wow, I had read somewhere, and I can't remember where, but I remember reading that successful businesses that start in times of hardship and times where there's a need, and when you find that need that to solve something, those are the businesses that are going to succeed.
That's right. And there's a pain in the marketplace.
Yes. So I thought, this is my opportunity. I need to build an HR consulting service. And at the time, I really wasn't thinking, being a business owner. I was thinking, I'm an independent contractor, and that's what I did for a few years.
Right.
And today, I have my HR specialist.
Wow.
And we've worked with so many small businesses and nonprofit organizations.
By the way, I think that name, my HR specialist, is phenomenal. I don't know if you've trademarked it yet, but you should.
I'm actually looking into it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Because the name is so easy to remember. It's just amazing. So
and even that, the name came as a result of having conversations with friends and friends introducing me, like, oh, this is my HR consultant.
Yeah, exactly.
This is my HR consultant.
Oh, wow, that's great.
And so everywhere I was being introduced, and I looked up, a couple of things. My HR specialist is what came up, and I said, oh,
it was available.
It's mine.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
So, yes,
definitely I would definitely trademark that because to me, that's going to be worth some money once you're ready to sell this business.
Yes.
It's going to be worth some money.
It's what I'm working on.
And it's interesting that, so for her, for my business, the accounting piece and bookkeeping piece, it had to lay dormant during that time because they didn't have the money to be managing. But in her area, because you had a lot of exposure, liability exposure with employees. So I had to actually use my other skills, training skills, to get them ready for when the market turned back around. But it is interesting that when there's a pain, you have to be be ready. You have to be able to pivot in a time of change. So that you'll know what the needs are and understand what the trends are and be very much aware of what's going on in your world to know exactly what's about to happen and what you need to be preparing yourself to do so you can stay. You can have money actually.
Yes, and in fact, I realized what was happening is that they had to let go of their HR staff. So who I focus on are those businesses who do not have the need for full-time HR support, or in-house support. And so what we do is they outsource what they, what they need to. We provide services according to their needs.
And I think another business grew out of that, which is HR as well, but the ones that would go in and then they would have large manufacturing and those kind of companies, and you could literally be paying $20,000-$30,000 for HR specialists, and they each had a case, but I think that's even turning now because it was so costly that a lot of employers are now thinking of going back in-house.
Yes, and one of the things that I've seen is that they don't have HR experience, or maybe they just assign someone the role of the HR. And what happens is that now the person who's managing the employees, or the person who's there to support the employees, they just have so many things to focus on. You have a difficult time when you have other things that you need to take care of, whether it's operations or whatever else it might be. And so having, being able to outsource part of your HR is very supportive. And the employees really like it. I think one of the things that I noticed is that employees feel comfortable speaking to someone who is not within your company. There's just something about that. There's a sense of confidentiality, support, and they might hear the same thing from their employer, but when they hear it from someone seeing it from another perspective, it comes to them with a different message, and they can see it. They can sit back or you ask them the right questions so that they can even come to that conclusion as well.
I used to be an employee one time, and I never trusted my HR department. Because they're all friends. They all get together. They go to lunch together. They do all of that. And then you tell them your business. Next thing you know, you hear Johnny over there in this department talking about it. And you're going, wait a second. How does he know that? I only told HR about it. So I think a lot of companies, even like my company right now, I'd rather use an outside HR specialist like yourself. Because then you're not on the inside. My employees would probably feel more comfortable talking to you because they know, hey, at least she's got that confidentiality thing going. She's not going to share it.
And I think also in-house, technically they're working. That's the company. They're there for the company. Right? Where even though your contract is with the company, but I think because you're an independent and you're outsourced, then you can hear both sides without objectively, as opposed to my boss is standing over my shoulder saying, "Look, this is what we need to do," and you also know all the bottom lines, right?
Yes, absolutely, and that's what I make clear to the client as well. Is that look, the service that we provide, it's not a direct service to the employer to do everything that you say. The service we provide is to provide you with all of the tools and the resources, provide you with options on what are the best practices, for you to consider, and then to be the liaison between the employer and the employee to ensure really good communication.
Exactly, and that's exactly my point, because this employee may have a substance abuse problem, and they decide to go to HR and say, you know what, I'm having this problem, things are not working out well at home. How can you help me? So they're looking for guidance from you. And then that HR person may go to management and say, let me tell you what's going on over here. Tommy, he's got a drug problem. We may have to terminate him. You see what I mean? Yeah. So as an independent or as an independent consultant, then you could provide them with options and say, okay, a situation may exist, and we're thinking that in order to solve this, because Johnny is a real good worker, It's just happened that this situation exists. So let's see how we can work together with it. Maybe provide some counseling or something.
Right. And that's a really good example, Gilbert, because most companies who have an employee handbook are going to have a policy exactly on drugs and alcohol. And part of their policy may include information about, what to do if you have an addiction. And if in that policy, it will also state that if you come to your employer beforehand, before there's a problem, before you get caught, before you, hit someone or whatever it might be, before you start, being absent consistently. If you come to them and let them know, hey, you know what, I'm having this issue, whatever it is, this is happening. They may be able to offer you some time off so that you can get the assistance and the support that you need to correct that addiction.
And even if you don't know where to go, they can help you with that, make a referral or something.
Yes, and I think the problem comes when it's too late, when you've already, put yourself in a position where the addiction has an impact or an adverse impact on your employment.
That's amazing.
And sometime when they're in-house, if there's some personality conflicts between the HR director and someone else, then that creates somewhat of a hostile work environment because they got so much more control. And I have a girlfriend that's also in HR, and she's worked in the hospitality industry. And so recently she had an experience where she went to work for a manufacturing company, and the HR person, unbeknownst to everyone, had a romantic relationship with one of the owners. And the owners, he was in another office, in a Vegas office, but however, that gave her a feeling of power. She was like a terror. A terror. And so, and because it was a founding partner that she was involved with, and he also, I think, had infused probably a lot of investment into the business. So she had just all of this ungodly power, and so, but they did move her out of the HR position, and so they hired my girlfriend, right? But she wouldn't let her. She was still raining power from behind. It was a mess. It was just a mess. And then I hear just recently they finally demoted her from all aspects because she was also the financial manager. So and that kind of the controller is over the HR department and everything. So she still had power.
See, a lot of employees, including myself, my former self as an employee, we don't have very good impressions of some HR departments. So that's why what you're doing is so valuable, because you are more of an outside consultant that's coming in. It's like you're having a bird's eye view. You're looking down at the organization and you're going, okay, this piece needs to be fixed, this needs to be fixed, and you're going to put them together.
Yeah, because you can be objective.
Yes, as a matter of fact, that's the reason, that's exactly what happened to me when I decided to make HR my profession, is that I was actually in the payroll department, and I noticed, how HR was being perceived. And I thought, how is it possible that the department, who is supposed to be the liaison and supposed to be, the communication between the employer or your supervisor and the employee, is seen, like this. That's just, it doesn't make sense to me. So it was shortly after that I decided HR is what I want to do, and I'm going to change, how employees view the HR department. Good. Yeah, so each of my positions as an HR manager, in any of my roles in human resources within the companies I was working at, I can honestly say that employees who I spoke with, who I connected with, everyone that I dealt with, I received the utmost, respect, and literally they would say, wow, this is such a change from my previous employment.
That's great. So see, that's part of your value proposition right there.
Yes.
Because there's a lot of HR consultants out there, a lot.
Yes.
So what separates you from them is the way in which you handle those situations to make the employees feel comfortable, make management feel comfortable, and at the same time, you're looking out for the best interest of the organization as well.
Absolutely.
That's
and
amazing.
I think that's what HR should be.
Oh, yes. Yes. So that's your vision right there. Yes. And, that's amazing. That's amazing.
And I've always worked closely with HR mainly because I've done payroll
Yeah.
and the accounting piece in most companies when I was working for someone.
Yeah.
And you're absolutely right. I actually they had more confidence in me as the payroll director than in running that department than going to their HR department. Because a lot of times they're not there for them when they're in-house. A lot of times. Yeah.
Right.
So for those small businesses that are watching this show today, Crystal, I mean, Carmen, what 3 things would you like to tell them as a small business that's really important to them that they need to know from an HR standpoint that they didn't know before?
Well, I think it's not necessarily what 3 things. However, what I consider is that there are 3 things that I always talk about. You should not feel bad about certain things. Like, one thing is that most business owners know their business, like the back of their hand.
Inside out.
Inside out, they know exactly what it is. But don't be afraid and don't, be concerned about not knowing anything about HR. Mm-hmm. That's okay. That is not your area of specialty.
Right.
And the second thing is that most businesses do not have files in place that are compliant. Mm-hmm. And, when we come to see you, it's something, that we see all the time. And to us, it's like, it's like, we can fix it immediately. Yeah. And then the third thing is that, you can't know everything about the laws, right? And misinterpreting, I think, is the most costliest mistake that business owners make. Mm-hmm. And so when it comes to making decisions about your employees, just because you made a decision on a leave of absence with one employee, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be the same decision with the next person who's going on a leave of absence. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what's so important, for business owners to be aware of, that the decisions are not going to be the same for everyone.
Right.
The one thing that should always be the same is that you treat employees fairly. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Follow your guidelines, use your handbook, reference your handbooks. But again, when it comes to certain decisions, because you have to think about discrimination laws. There's so many things to consider. Yes. But I would say, those are 3 things that I share with the, with the business owners. And you have to focus on the things that you do well, and then outsource the things that, whether it be accounting or marketing, whatever it might be. Mm-hmm.
And in the state of California, the laws are it's like my girlfriend calls it the Republic of California, because our laws are even more intense than the federal on the federal level.
That is correct.
And that gets them in a lot of trouble. And what she has found out, and I found this out when I was working in small corporations, unlike, say, like big Fortune 500 companies, which have other regulatory people watching over boards and that kind of stuff. But your more private companies, they feel this is my company. Yeah. I can do whatever I want with it, how I want with it, and how dare you tell me I can't. Mm-hmm.
Yes, absolutely. Mm-hmm. Smaller companies, and as well as nonprofit founders. Yeah. And it's just, what is it? I understand it. This is their baby. Mm-hmm. Right. You've got to understand. Who when you have a baby, you don't want everyone touching the baby. Like, wait, did you wash your hands? Yeah. And it's the same thing with your business. Yeah. You feel that your decisions are the ones that make the most sense. Yeah. But we have to remember that California is an employee-friendly state. Mm-hmm. And so your decisions are not always the best choice.
Right, exactly.
That's true. That
but
is
she
so
always,
true.
my girlfriend, her mantra is, whoever has the most paperwork wins.
I never heard that one before.
If you go to court and you have all the paperwork, you're going to win.
Hence the point that we make. It's documentation.
Exactly.
Right? That's what it comes down to. And you better believe that your employees are documenting everything.
Right, exactly. So you just can't assume that you think that they're not. So she used to say that all the time. The one with the most paperwork. Yeah. And also, as a HR professional, you got to go into court as well. An employee can sue you just as well as they can sue the company as well, right?
Absolutely. I've been called in, subpoenaed, you name it. Yeah. And even whether it's for workers' comp cases or unemployment claims. Yeah. Absolutely, it happens.
And that's why, as an HR person, you got to be on top of your game. Be there with your professional liability. And if it has to be errors and omissions insurance, you want to have that too, because you never know when someone's going to come out of the woodwork and accuse you of something.
Oh, and especially nowadays, and California being a very litigious state anyway. But nowadays, with the sexual harassment and all the stuff that's going on in every industry. Every industry.
I was telling someone yesterday, I think it was a friend of mine, I said, I don't hug women anymore when I go to events. I just shake their hands. You never know if it's going to be part of the Me Too. Like, Me Too, he harassed me too. Just from a basic hug. So,
you do have to be more careful.
Oh, yeah.
You do. And here's the thing about that, because that comes up quite a bit in the sexual harassment trainings that we provide to our clients. And, what I share with them is, look, you don't have to stop what you're doing if the person is, hasn't said to you, hey, that bothers me, because that is part of what sexual harassment is. That someone has to tell you, right, that they're not okay with that. However, really think about it. And one of the things that I suggest is, do the side hug, right? I mean, that's, it's friendly. Yeah. And it's less intrusive,
right.
And I think, it's more welcoming.
Yeah. As a young man said the other day, I was watching something on TV, he says, you have to be careful, and you feel for young college guys, because they don't know what they're supposed to do. It's like, we don't even know what the girls want. We don't know how to talk to them. We don't know what we can say, what we can't say.
Exactly.
So it's right now, it's very uncomfortable.
It is.
And I think the other area that is very uncomfortable today is with the transgender individuals, because my sister, she had a side gig with at Whole Foods doing Instacart. It was one of the gig kind of things, and when she's in between selling houses, and so there was one of their co-workers who was a transgender, and now, unbeknownst to anybody, unless you tell me that you were a man or a woman at birth, I really would not know that, right?
Right.
So, but once you tell me, now you've got me all confused, because they don't want to be called he, she, it, they, cute, whatever. But if you hadn't told me in the first place, I wouldn't have had a problem with the pronouns, right?
It probably would be better if you didn't know.
Right, exactly. So she came home one day saying that this person who told them, that was my first question. Well, how did you know? Well, they told me. Okay, now they don't want to call them they. They? What is it, more than one?
Right.
So, I mean, these are new things that we deal with today in the work environment, right?
Yes, it is. And so, it is. It's really difficult, which is, again, the reason why you have to provide adequate training for you, especially for your supervisors.
Oh, yeah.
And, with the sexual harassment, companies don't have to provide the training to their employees or their management team unless you have 50 or more employees. But guess what? Sexual harassment happens.
Even if it's one employee.
Yeah. And it probably would happen in a much smaller place.
Right.
Because it's easier to be done, right?
Yes.
And the controls, your higher up is right there, right? You don't have layers of people that separates you from the owners.
Yes.
And it could be the owner.
It could be the owner. I think that's one of the toughest things, which again makes sense why you want to outsource your human resources.
Right.
Because this is where, your employees are able to go to someone else.
Right.
And many times when it's just a direct supervision, that's really tough.
It's tough.
Who does the employee go to?
Right. Exactly.
It's really tough. And if they do go to someone outside, they go to an independent consultant, what happens is that we find a way to communicate that. And it doesn't necessarily have to come from the place of like, oh, you've been accused of sexual harassment, but from awareness.
Yes.
Because many times the person who's being accused of it doesn't really know, because it's not their intention.
Yes.
But remember, it's not about, what you intended. It's about how it's perceived.
That's true.
And how it's received.
Our guest today on the Business Zone is Carmen Torres, and she is with My HR Specialist. She's also the Vice President of the National Latina Business Women Association of Los Angeles. And Carmen, I know people are listening right now, and they're trying to figure out, how do I get a hold of Carmen? Do you have a number, an email, or some kind of information to give to them?
Yes, absolutely. There are a couple of ways that you can reach me. The first one is you can visit my website at www.myhrspecialist.com. www.myhrspecialist.com. And our number is 626-863-7575.
How about your email? You have an email?
Yes, info@myhrspecialist.com.
That name just sounds so right. It just sounds like you have to have that in your organization. My HR specialist. I'm going to refer my HR specialist.
And how often does the National Latina Business Women's Association, right? How often do they meet?
So we have membership events, and we'll have the Women Empowering Women events. We have our annual membership, our member party, and that comes up in May. So if you're not already a member, become a member and you can still join us in May.
All right.
We also have our upcoming 15th annual awards gala. Really exciting because this is an opportunity for us to thank all of the members that have been around since the beginning, as well as the founding board and the original members. And then along the line, all these years, the presidents and the executive board for each of those years. So it's going to be a great opportunity.
And how long has the organization been in existence?
15 years.
Oh, okay.
15 years. So
if you've never been to the NLBWA Gala, it's an amazing gala. I've been going every year because I want to be Man of the Year, but they never give it to me. So I don't know what I need to do. So I'm lobbying. I'm lobbying to be Man of the Year.
On the air, huh?
Come and volunteer, Gilbert.
Oh, I got to volunteer. Okay. I'll make a list of that.
Voluntoed. We're gonna voluntoed you.
Voluntoed me.
And your meetings are held here. Are you the LA chapter?
Yes, we're the LA chapter, and the board meets on a monthly basis. And we don't have specific member meetings on a monthly basis.
Okay.
But we have events that members can join us at. We have the Emerging Latinas program, in the fall. And then in December, we have the annual holiday toy drive. It's an amazing program. Really great activities to do, throughout the year. And then we do collaborate with other associations as well and bring events to our members that are going to support them in their business growth.
Oh, fantastic. So one of the things will happen, you will get a copy of the clip. And in addition to that, I'll reach out to you so I can get information about your business, and so we can put that in the description.
Absolutely.
So when we upload it to YouTube so that people can reach out to you, and then we can, because there's a number of businesses here in Los Angeles, especially up and down Crenshaw, that are Latino, and they don't know that there are other organizations. There's a lot of our mom and pop businesses here, and I also work with the Central Avenue Historic District, and a lot of the businesses there are Latino, and they don't know that these organizations exist because they're mom and pop, so they're just working every single day in their business and doesn't know that there are other organizations that are out there for them.
I think another differentiating factor, between My HR Specialists and other companies is that we speak Spanish. And so we also cater to the needs, of those business owners, because a lot of the business owners that I run into are Spanish speaking themselves. And so their workforce is Spanish speaking. So, being able to provide trainings to them in Spanish in their own language really makes a difference.
I'm going to refer you over to the Central Avenue Historic. I do some training. I'm going to be doing some training classes over there for there. So what they do is that from, I want to say from Pico all the way up to Slauson, all the businesses there, they utilize the property taxes to provide services for all of those businesses in the Central Avenue area. It's called the Central Avenue Historic District. And so she does workshops and classes. So I'm going to refer you over to her, and maybe someone can come out and have that conversation with them, because I just talked to her the other day, and I'm going to be doing a lot of the classes on accounting and bookkeeping and QuickBooks. And
this is great. This sounds like what I do for the LA Source Center. And so with the city of LA, and I think they have their business sessions are about maybe 5 to 7 weeks, and I'm one of the instructors for the HR portion. Excellent. It's really amazing because the individuals who are part of these sessions are, either people who are interested in becoming business owners or who are new business owners and have no idea what to do about employee management.
Exactly.
So I think they're great for the small business owners.
Yeah, because these businesses, some of them, I've noticed since I've been going over there, that they've got a number of new businesses, and a majority of them are Latino businesses, and it's a Spanish. Someone being able to speak Spanish would be perfect for them.
Now, there's one tidbit of information I forgot to pass out earlier about the NLBWA LA Business Management Academy. The next class is this coming Tuesday, and that will be the 27th?
Yes.
27th, Tuesday the 27th. And that class is going to be on how to develop your capability statement. So if you're an entrepreneur or business owner, you're trying to develop your capability statement, which is a marketing document, and you don't know how, that's a perfect class to attend. So you might want to reach out to Carmen and get enrolled in that class. It's going to be a phenomenal class. And it's the class is held at La Plaza de la Cultura y Artes.
Ah, not bad.
He's trying to make up for it.
So I'm an undercover Spanish speaker. So I want you guys to really attend this class. It's amazing and it's phenomenal. So Carmen, we wish we could have you on the show for the next 3 hours so you can share information, but unfortunately our time ran out. Is there anything in the last minute information you want to share with the audience?
I think one of the things that I like to share is that it's never too late to start doing the right thing.
That's right.
Oh, I like that.
That's right.
That's nice.
I like
nice,
that.
Yeah.
With that being said, we're going to go ahead and thank Carmen Torres for being on our show today. She's from My HR Specialist. She's a vice president of National Latina Business Women Association of Los Angeles. And it was definitely a treat to have you here today.
It was my pleasure. Thank you.
And look forward to doing some things with you. And I'm going to make that referral. Okay. And maybe my organization and your organization can do some stuff together.
I think there's definitely something there.
Okay. And then I have some relationships with a number of the other organizations in the community-based organizations.
Thank you, Crystal.
Yeah. So let's see what we can bring the black and the brown together.
I love it. That's what it's all about. Right?
So we're going to go ahead and take a quick break right now. You're on the Business Zone with
Crystal
and Gilbert Buchanan, your small business paramedic. If you want to give us a call, our phone number here is 323-293-3375. Take a break.
All right.
Hello, meet Larry. Larry is a general contractor. Larry is very good at his craft, but Larry has a very tough time managing his paperwork because he is busy taking care of his clients' needs. Larry just cannot find his important business documents when needed. Larry is also being passed over for bid opportunities from prime contractors because he is perceived as not ready. He doesn't know where his business license, certifications, insurance, and other key corporate documents are located most of the time. Lucy owns an auto body and collision repair shop and has been using a business management and procurement assistance program called Small Biz Pro to keep her business organized, business ready, contract ready, and bank loan ready. Small Biz Pro is a 3-in-1 cloud-based business management, procurement, and market research assistance system designed to help businesses become business ready, contract ready, and bank loan ready. It also provides back-office operation solutions for small businesses. Lucy is able to stay ahead of her competitors because she uses Small Biz Pro to manage her business daily. Lucy just clicks on Small Biz Pro from her tablet, mobile phone, laptop, or any internet-accessible device for data retrieval, and she's got it. Lucy introduces Larry to Small Biz Pro, and now Larry is more organized and can now find all of his documents and new bid opportunities in seconds. Larry now saves $120 in labor costs for each missing or misplaced document. Just simply go to your web browser and log into smallbizpro.net and register today for a limited 30-day free trial offer. Services start as low as $1 per day. Let's put the competition out of business. Small Biz Pro. If you stay ready, you don't need to get ready. Register now at smallbizpro.net and begin saving money. Email info@smallbizpro.net or call 626-533-1186.
Each year, the state of California contracts for billions of dollars of goods and services. We as a state can and should leverage our spending power to achieve policy goals that help the people of California. One major policy goal we have is to create jobs and grow our state economy. Promoting the development of small businesses within California is a great way for us to do that, because California small businesses are the engine of economic growth. 95% of companies in California are small businesses, and with the right opportunities, these small businesses can grow to become the next Apple, Netflix, or Tesla. So let's all do our part to promote small business development and grow our state economy. Together, we can really make.
Hello, meet Larry. Larry is a general contractor. Larry is very good at his craft, but Larry has a very tough time managing his paperwork because he is busy taking care of his clients' needs. Larry just cannot find his important business documents when needed. Larry is also being passed over for bid opportunities from prime contractors because he is perceived as not ready. He doesn't know where his business license, certifications, insurance, and other key corporate documents are located most of the time. Lucy owns an auto body and collision repair shop and has been using a business management and procurement assistance program called Small Biz Pro to keep her business organized, business ready, contract ready, and bank loan ready. Small Biz Pro is a 3-in-1 cloud-based business management, procurement, and market research assistance system designed to help businesses become business ready, contract ready, and bank loan ready. It also provides back-office operation solutions for small businesses. Lucy is able to stay ahead of her competitors because she uses Small Biz Pro to manage her business daily. Lucy just clicks on Small Biz Pro from her tablet, mobile phone, laptop, or any internet-accessible device for data retrieval, and she's got it. Lucy introduces Larry to Small Biz Pro, and now Larry is more organized and can now find all of his documents and new bid opportunities in seconds. Larry now saves $120 in labor costs for each missing or misplaced document. Just simply go to your web browser and log into smallbizpro.net and register today for a limited 30-day free trial offer. Services start as low as $1 per day. Let's put the competition out of business. Small Biz Pro. If you stay ready, you don't need to get ready. Register now at smallbizpro.net and begin saving money. Email info@smallbizpro.net or call 626-533-1186.
Each year, the state of California contracts for billions of dollars of goods and services. We as a state can and should leverage our spending power to achieve policy goals that help the people of California. One major policy goal we have is to create jobs and grow our state economy. Promoting the development of small businesses within California is a great way for us to do that, because California small businesses are the engine of economic growth. 95% of companies in California are small businesses, and with the right opportunities, these small businesses can grow to become the next Apple, Netflix, or Tesla. So let's all do our part to promote small business development.
So we're back on the Business Zone with
Crystal
and Gilbert Buchanan, your small business paramedic. And today, our second guest in the studio, Crystal,
is another great lady, and her name is Miss Annette Limon, and she's a performer. She sings, she writes music, she produces.
So maybe we can perform something today on
I know,
on the cameras.
Get her to sing for us. But now. I didn't know her in this capacity. I only know her because she is who we work with, our liaison.
Contract provider
with Mount SAC, where I do the teaching, the QuickBooks, and the accounting and bookkeeping class.
Yes.
So this is another side to her. So she has been performing in several places all over Los Angeles. It's called Prophecy. Is that the name of your group? Yes. And she does Christian music, right? Yes. So welcome, Annette. And Wow, tell us about this other side of you.
Okay, well, I've started writing, since the early 2000s. My daughter that I mentioned, my 10-year-old daughter, she's helped me write some songs.
Okay.
So the slogan is providing a positive sound to transform society. So being the humanitarian that I am at heart, I decided to go the Christian route to just not even sell the music, because I barely started a publishing and distribution deal with Bentley Records this past August. So it was just to lift spirits and to transform lives.
Have you always sung? Is this something you did as a child, or?
I performed as a child, not sung, but songwrited and performed, dance, but not sang. No, so I never had any professional lessons.
Okay, so one day in 2000 you decided you wanted to sing, huh?
She got moved by the Spirit and said, you better sing.
No, but did you sing in church or?
Yes.
Okay.
I actually sung, and it was really heart-throbbing because when Billy Graham just passed away, his last tour here at the Pasadena Rose Bowl, I sang in his choir.
Oh, very good.
So when he did pass away, I thought like, wow, 99 years old? And I mean, he was an extraordinary speaker.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I felt really blessed to be in his choir the last performance here at the Rose Bowl.
Oh, fantastic. So you go from different locations around the city and perform.
Yes, I performed at the Viper Room, Silver Lake, and our show is this Friday at the Lexington Bar.
Okay.
And that's on 3rd Street in Los Angeles. And the performances that my kids are able to perform with me at are like Pomona Beautification Day or nonprofits, churches, because my son, the 12-year-old Dylan, he plays bongos, and my daughter sings.
Okay.
And I've given her professional lessons. So
Okay.
she songwrites as well.
She songwrites. So this is where the real passion is.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes. And just the comments that I've gotten back from people and how they feel when they listen to the music is inspiring. And it just keeps me going to continue to write.
Okay. And so these are published music? This is published music?
Yes, everything's copywritten.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And so the producing part, I purchase my beats, or me and my cousin, we just start from scratch, because I actually went to Los Angeles Recording Workshop. So after I got my associate's degree in merchandise marketing from the Fashion Institute of Design and Merchandising, I went on to University of Laverne to get my bachelor's degree in business. And then I went towards my passion, and that's when I went to Los Angeles Recording Workshop for the engineering piece.
Okay.
So, and definitely producing is a man's world. I was in a classroom of 50 people and the only female.
Wow.
And they told me, then one of the instructors there mentioned, why don't you just go to cosmetology school?
Well, what?
That's always the thing.
And I looked at him, and I said, putting on my lotion, I don't want to go to cosmetology school.
Well, how did he get caught? That's a big leap. From there, from music to producing to cosmo. What did that have to do? One had to do with the other.
Well,
because you're a female.
He was trying to push me out of class.
Push it.
So I continued to put my fragrance, Bath and Body Works lotion on. I said, no, I'm going to continue here.
Exactly.
Wow. Yeah, it is definitely a man's
producing
world.
is a man's world.
I'm sure when you graduated, he probably didn't know what to say, huh? He's going, oh,
actually, he's my friend on LinkedIn. We're actually friends now.
Okay. Well, that's because you stood up to him.
Unbelievable.
Wow, that is unbelievable. Really?
Yeah.
Dude.
So, I know you and I have a lot in common. Singer, songwriter, performer.
We need to do a collaboration.
I know.
Now, did you know?
I did know when I heard the song. I recognized the intro song was Gilbert's voice.
You recognize
Therefore, I mentioned to him, I said, we need to do a collaboration, because I did win an award.
Yes.
Get Love, the song Get Love, under Christian reggae.
Oh, really?
And I didn't even submit it under Christian reggae. They gave me an award for that song Get Love under Christian reggae.
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Yeah, so you know that's what he did in Jamaica, right? Yeah, he was a recording artist in Jamaica. So,
in my other life.
In his other life. And I didn't know this. And then we were here, and he says, oh, I got this little jingle for our entry. I went, okay. And then he says, and now you have to insert, I don't sing, what are you doing? But then we find out. But then he since have gone back and re-recorded the song. And so when he's driving, coming down the back alley and coming to the driveway, it's bumping.
You can hear it. That's my theme song, Into the Room.
Well, you know, there's a lot of money in jingles.
I know. So you and I together, we're going to make this thing happen.
You guys got to do some collaboration.
Yeah, I'm serious.
So did you know he has albums that he's produced in Jamaica?
Yeah.
He's called Gilly Buchanan.
Yeah.
We had a little sidebar conversation. I'm like, remember Snoop Dogg went to Jamaica? And now he's actually doing Christian music.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, not that I'll ever veer to secular music, but, you know, I just like to lift people's spirits.
Okay.
And I like them to feel good about themselves after hearing music. And I think that's what music is it's a therapy.
Yeah. Right, it is.
It's definitely therapy. And everybody goes through things. And when I'm writing a song, I mean, things that I've gone through, and it's helped me get through things, and will continue.
Right, exactly. Well, you know, with the country western, most of those songs are written from personal experiences that they've gone through. That's how they create their song. And reggae is a little bit like that as well, especially the revolutionary songs.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
The Bob Marley type, the Peter Tosh, and, you know, a lot of Dennis Brown and a lot of artists.
Yeah.
They do the revolutionary, the message music.
Yeah.
That's what they call it, message music.
Yes. And the most recent song, Reach Out to You, that I was very fortunate to have DJ Looney Tunes, the Grammy Award-winning producer for Rihanna.
Oh, okay.
He did the music for me.
All right.
And that song is about ending racism.
Really?
I collaborated with a friend.
I want to hear that song.
We can play.
Maybe I can give you a little.
What's it called? Can you find it on YouTube, Laurent?
You can find it. It's on SoundCloud and Reverb Nation.
Oh, really now?
And it's called Reach Out to You.
Oh, man. We're going to have to check this thing out.
Okay.
Let me know when you find it, okay? So we can pop it up there. And
that's really pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, but you were songwriting when you were young, but you just then decided that it was not. Does everybody in the family sing? Your mom?
Actually, my older sister does sing, and my younger sister does sing as well as play piano.
Okay.
And so I also play the Native American flute as well.
Oh, that's cool. That is cool.
You never know who the people other side
that's
is.
That's what
right?
I'm talking about.
Your other
See,
side.
she didn't know my other side either.
Yeah, I didn't know. Definitely didn't know either one of your other sides. So what's the future? What would you like to have happen with your music?
So when I was approached by Bentley Records to start distributing and publishing the music a year ago, I thought, almost a year ago, it'll be a year in August, I thought, do I really want to sell it, or do I want to continue to give my music away for free? Mm-hmm. But I thought, you know what, I've put a lot of money into this, and so I'm going to keep on writing, keep on producing more music, and I will definitely, continue to sell and continue to perform and get my kids involved more.
Yeah,
well.
Great way to get them to college, right? Because they can go to school on. Did you find it, Laurent?
Yeah, that's it.
That's it?
Yeah, so the intro is DJ Looney Tunes, yes.
Okay.
Yes, that's it.
Let's listen to it for about a minute and a half, and
Can I reach out to you?
Can I reach out to you?
Can we come together?
Can we come together?
How can the hatred stop?
Stop that hate.
Let's all get together.
Let's get together.
Stop the fighting and anger.
Stop that fighting and anger. Something in the breeze that chilled me to my bones and brought me to my knees. There must be something else here with me that took away my pain and set me free. When I'm lost,
You're still with me.
when I'm down and out,
You're still with me.
when I'm afraid, you're still with me. But I have faith that you're
Still with me. In the racism now.
in the racism now.
Let's show people love and mercy.
Mercy.
Let's all come together.
Very
was
nice.
good.
Good
That was
song.
good.
Good song.
Thank you.
So you want to become commercial with it?
Yes, yes. I think that's how you can touch more people's lives.
Yes.
So the more international I go, and that's why I decided to go with Bentley Records, because they're a New York-based company and they're international. A lot of their artists perform like in Dubai
Oh, okay.
and more in Europe.
Really?
So I think that it's time to reach people on an international level.
I think it has
stop.
to be at an international level.
To stop and end racism
Yeah.
and just end what's going on in society and the people's mindsets. You know, if it's not religion, you know, it has to be a positive direction.
Right, exactly. Because even with religion as it is today, it's been taken out of context. Because when we look at what's going on in the world today, you know, I grew up in the church, and you know, you're supposed to know right from wrong, and the Bible says you love one another, and it doesn't matter who you are, what color, or whatever. But that's not what we're dealing with now. So I think it has to be other messages that get the message out, so that we can find that place of love.
I got the
Absolutely.
perfect song for you and I to sing.
Okay, great.
It's called Love and Hate.
Great.
So did you write that one?
Oh, yeah. It goes like this. It says, love and hate can never be friends. Da 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 da.
I like it.
Joy and pain can never be the same, yeah.
I like it.
Live together though you're black or white. Crime and violence never make things right. Unification brings a positive change, yeah.
Oh, that's it. That's
You and
it. I like
Nice.
it. I can already
Every
hear
day,
the
but that's
instruments. I can hear the guitar, acoustic.
So that's the next hit for us.
Okay, I love
We're going
it.
to take
Love
this
and
to
hate.
Bentley Records and we're going to make some money.
Yeah,
Okay.
when he went back in to redo the song, he was like, okay, I think I'm back.
I'm ready to go.
I'm ready to go.
He felt it. He felt it. But yeah, you're absolutely right. But people don't trust our government right now.
Oh,
They
no.
don't trust our politicians. So the way to touch people on a worldwide spectrum is through music.
Yeah, I think so. And then music, that's what it does for you, right? And that's the one element that brings everyone together. It
Yes.
doesn't, because you will sing.
No color line
No, it has
through
no
music.
color line. Music, it has no color line. It has no language lines. It is
Absolutely.
what it is.
Absolutely.
Right
I
now,
love country music as
Yeah.
well, too. So I was actually thinking of a country song recently. I was like, maybe because country is really close to Christian music,
Yeah, it is.
too.
Yeah.
Talking about love and
well, that's all of it. The blues,
Yeah.
all of that kind of came out of the
Yes,
same genre.
reggae.
Like reggae, yeah. And
instead of talking about shooting people and females with their butts and you
Yeah.
know,
exactly.
You know what's amazing? Bob Marley has a lot of songs that in Africa, they're like anthem. And one of them is War, and another one is like Love Jah or something like that. Amazing. Those Africans know every word. They don't speak English, but they know every word of Bob Marley's song. Every word.
And this is how interesting it is with music. I watch a lot of international movies and so forth, and the Indian movies, and it's all about the music, right? And so every now and then when you're on Facebook, you see there are certain dances that and we're talking out in, they don't have television, so they don't know what
they
American,
don't see how,
they don't see American children dancing, but when you look at their dance moves, those are the same moves that the young people are, and we're talking babies, and that they do today. So that's the international music and dance is a very international, and I think everybody connects on that level.
I agree, and so there shouldn't be any fighting. You know,
Shouldn't be
there
at
shouldn't
all.
be any shootings. I mean, when you're
exactly.
at a concert, there's no nonsense.
No,
there
none of
shouldn't
that
be
stuff.
any of that.
It shouldn't be ever. You should never feel like you're in danger when you go to, because that's entertainment,
That's
and
true.
that's the way it should be, and it's supposed to be in a good place.
That's true.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about the business side of what you're doing. So So you're putting together music. You're making beautiful music and all of that. How is the business side? You got everything all set up. You got your business license. You got your fictitious business name. You got all of that going.
Yes. So everything is under Prophecy.
Okay.
So as you see, like I have the Reverb Nation page, and you can purchase all my music on iTunes, Spotify. I copyright everything because, as I mentioned, I purchased the beats, so I get to copyright everything, the songwriting piece.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So when you purchase it, then you get to do that with
yes,
it.
or creating it from scratch. You get to copyright everything.
That's cool.
So you're the singer, songwriter, and the producer.
That's
Okay.
cool.
So. And then your children, they're featured in the music as well.
Yes.
So, okay.
Yes. And they do like performing. And like I mentioned, my daughter, she helps me with the songwriting piece.
Okay.
So she helped me with a song called Peace on Earth because I wanted to say something. She goes, "Do you want a war or do you want to stop a war, Mom?" And I said, "You're absolutely right. I want peace on Earth. I want to stop a war. I don't want to cause a war or have people fighting more than they already are."
Right.
So she's very instrumental in songwriting.
That's good.
Okay,
She keeps you in check.
She does. She keeps me
Is
in
that
check.
what she would like to do when she, her future occupation?
Yeah, yes. I think that the singing and songwriting piece and her being an artist because she likes to draw a lot and paint, so she features her paintings in her room.
Oh, good.
Okay,
I think
she's
just
very creative then.
Yes, very creative. I think all around that's her
Okay.
gift.
Sound like you guys have a little empire building there. You're
Yeah.
building a little empire.
Yes, and it's funny that you mentioned that, and that it's Women's Appreciation Month, because when I was in my 20s, I got approached by Virgin Records to work with them as their artist. But
Oh.
I said, well, then, I mean, what is it going to be? Are you going to put me in some little shorts and dye my hair blonde?
Yeah.
I'm like, I mean, can I still be Christian music? And of course not.
Right.
Of course not.
It
You know,
wasn't
they
that,
said,
right.
you got to look at us as a bank. We front you the money, and then when you get established, then you can do what you want to do.
Right.
But
So-
I didn't take the opportunity because, I mean, if you dye my hair blonde and put me in some little shorts,
Yeah.
then I go back to Christian music. How hypocritical would that have
Yeah.
been?
Right, exactly.
So, going into being a producer as a female is very, very difficult. I think Missy Elliott's the only one that's even
So,
been
but now
successful at it.
on the gospel side, there are a lot of women, a lot of Christian artists that they've made a major
Impact.
and living
Yeah.
off of singing Christian music.
Like
Kirk
Yes.
Franklin,
Like Mary.
and
Mary Marys. They're one of
Yeah.
my favorites.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's and even now on the contemporary side,
And that family, what are they called again? There are like 15 of them. The Wine-Ins.
The Winans,
Yeah.
the Winans, yeah.
Yeah.
they've become they've created a whole industry,
Yeah.
a gospel industry,
Yeah.
Yes.
where it wasn't there before.
Yeah, it wasn't.
You're right.
It
You're
wasn't,
right. And
yeah.
then that new movie that just was released, I Can Only Imagine, by Mercy Me. So
Yeah.
it's his whole autobiography of why he wrote that song.
Right.
And that's when you're writing songs, it's real life stories, things that have happened to you, and how you overcame adversities.
Right, exactly.
So
Well,
you
that's
can
usually
hear
what
that
it
in the music,
Right, exactly.
And through me and my songs, it's always been leaning towards God.
Yeah.
That's haven't let me down, because people will let you down all day long.
Yeah, that they will. Yeah, but I think, and even in the contemporary Christian music, there's a space. They've created a genre that is, can be kind of lucrative for those that are in that industry.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess it's just whoever is producing or the music and those individuals that do that.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I'm so excited that you've gotten the accolades and the recognition that you have in your in your music with these labels and these different companies. That's great. I was at one of her first concerts that she went to.
Yes,
I
that
don't-
was off of Sunset. I believe you were at Bordner's.
Yeah.
So you had attended one of my
Yeah,
concerts.
so I saw her perform,
Okay.
and there was a variety of artists there, some rappers,
Yes,
and
yes. And so the same will be this upcoming
okay.
Friday
Yeah.
on the 30th at the Lexington.
Yeah.
So we did sell at the show,
Yeah.
but they said they may have tickets at the door. So please still do come.
Yeah.
Okay.
Please do come.
Let the audience
Lexington-
know how they can get a hold of tickets and how they can get a hold of
Okay.
you.
Okay, you can get a hold of me at Annette Limon. So if you can call me directly at 909-532-6771, or you can email me at Annette_Limon@yahoo.com. Or you can like me on Facebook, Annette Limon, or Prophecy, my private page, PROPHET, so it's Prophet, CY. Like my page, you can like me on Instagram, Annette Limon. And directly just contact me and ask me any questions that you may have, because I know there's a lot of up-and-coming artists that may be interested in collaborating, and I'm open to collaborating.
Now, do you write music for other groups as well?
I haven't.
Okay.
No, usually when we collaborate, like me and Gilbert we'll write the music together, so we get to be on the copyright together.
Okay. Alrighty.
And so, no, I don't write for other people. I haven't gone that route. I'm not saying I'm opposed to it. I would write for other people.
Right.
But, I do enjoy collaborations, because when you put more than two people together,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Oh, it's powerful.
something great comes out of it.
Exactly.
Something great.
Now, the publishing, do you own the publishing on all your songs?
No. Well, I do own the publishing, except for the ones that I submit to Bentley Records.
Also, they own that?
Well, the contract is only a year, so the contract will be up in August.
Oh,
That's
man,
what.
that means they're going to make all that money on that for a year. That's them. They're going to earn. They're going to
It's only the songs I submit, and we have an 80-20 cut.
Who
So
gets
it's-
80?
I get 80.
Oh,
So it's an
okay.
80-20 cut.
From this point forward, I want you to be responsible for your publishing for all your songs, because that's where a lot of artists, I've been in this for over 30 years, okay?
Yes.
And a lot of my songs gets ripped off. A lot of my songs. There's a lot of songs I have out there right now that's playing that I haven't got a penny for, okay?
Oh, because you didn't copyright them?
I didn't copyright some of them, and I didn't publish some of them.
Oh, okay.
So the publishing is the biggest piece of the pie. And a lot of us artists, we don't know that. We thought owning it or recording it or being the producer is where it's at, the publishing. Because with the publishing, you can sing it, I can sing it, another person can sing it, and every person who sings it, you get a piece of that pie. You see what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's why I've been careful too. I've only released 3 songs through them out
Yeah.
of my songs.
Yeah.
So I released Peace on Earth, Para Todos, and Reach Out to You.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, they go through BMI as well. So
yeah.
I'm a part of BMI.
Because, see, they're
so,
international, so they're selling it in places you don't even know.
Europe.
And they're making money on that publishing.
Europe.
You see what I'm saying? So, moving forward, you want to own the publishing rights. I was watching a video with Dr. Dre
Oh, okay.
and Snoop. They call it the 80s, no, they call it the disruptors. They were disruptive when they're coming up.
They were.
And that's how they made their money. Well, at first they didn't make any money because the producers and the managers, they own the publishing rights to their music.
Yeah.
So they couldn't do anything
In the beginning.
in the beginning.
So that-
But now they're owning all their publishing rights. So that's where the money is. Someone does a commercial with your song and they own the publishing, you don't get a cent from that.
Remember, that was what Straight Outta Compton was about.
Yeah, exactly.
Was because Ice Cube.
Ice Cube, yeah.
He didn't get. He's like, wait a minute, where our money?
Exactly.
Right? But after they finished with all the touring and all
Right.
that, there was nothing left over for them. And he's like, wait a minute.
Right.
And but they were giving Eazy-E
Yeah.
his money.
Yeah.
He had worked a little side
Yeah,
deal on
yeah.
his,
And
he
the
was
others in the group, they weren't.
getting getting any money.
That reminds me of TLC, how they went bankrupt.
Yes.
That's why a lot of them. Remember when Tony Braxton went bankrupt?
Yeah.
And you're thinking, wait a minute, she's performing
Exactly.
everywhere. But I think Gilbert's absolutely right.
Exactly.
I mean, you're so generally in that industry or anything that's artistic, right?
Yes.
You're so happy that someone is allowing you to perform,
Yes.
and you forget or you don't even know the business
That's
side.
right.
But those that take advantage, there are a lot of rappers and a lot of individuals out there that should probably be richer than they are.
Oh, yeah.
They're
But-
not bankrupt.
But they are bankrupt,
Yeah.
and
Not
that's the
bankrupt.
reason why.
Just remember, your publishing lives forever. Because that song is going to be there for, and everywhere it plays, you get when they play it on the radio, they do a commercial with it, someone uses it in a show production, you get a cut for that. But if it's not published by you, whomever controls it, and most of the studios and the producers, that's the first thing they try to do is own the publishing, because they know that's where the money is. You see what I mean? Prince had a problem too with
That's
his
why I
label
give up
because
his
they
name.
own his publishing, and he's going, no, not anymore. And that's why he changed his name from Prince to the sign.
Yeah, to the symbol.
Yeah. So he can get his publishing right. So everything he did under that symbol, the publishing went to him.
Well, and that actually is some of the drama behind his death, right?
Yeah.
Because he had just purchased he got all his music back
Yes.
from Sony.
Yes, he got his publishing
right.
rights.
He got his publishing rights back
Yeah.
from Sony, and then of course, then he died. And then somehow or another he died in probate.
Yeah.
Right, which doesn't even make sense to me because he was a very smart man.
Oh, yeah.
But then recently, his family member sold the rights back to Sony.
What?
Yeah, they got it back.
That is crazy.
And that's the same thing with Michael. Remember that fight
Yeah.
with the Beatles
Yes.
and so forth?
Yes.
Yes.
And so he's right. The
Yeah.
publishing is where
Oh,
the
yeah.
money is.
See, you are in a better position right now than I have been because you're on a big label. You're associated with the BMIs and the Bentleys. I wasn't associated with any of those big guys. I was with those little fly-by-night labels. You see what I mean?
Oh,
but they
okay.
still got my
They
songs.
got a hold of your songs.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got
There's
a
a
hold of
song
your
right
songs.
now that's playing on YouTube that I haven't seen a cent for.
Oh, and it's yours?
Yeah, it's mine.
Oh,
I
wow.
sung the song. It's mine. I wrote the lyrics and everything. That's the one that's called Minomix.
Uh-huh.
That's the one. If you go to YouTube right now and type Minomix with Gilly Buchanan, you'll see it right there. And those guys are making a killing. So I got to figure out a way how to get back claim the rights on that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
I
So
understand.
there's a lot to be made by us right there. I got a lot of songs that we can make some money on.
And you've learned a lesson.
Oh,
and
yeah.
that's it. The business side is the side of, I don't care what we're doing, whether you're
Yeah.
artistic
Yes.
or whether it's what I do, but being able to protect what's yours, but understanding not just your piece of it, but the
Yeah.
full piece of the business that you're in.
Yeah.
You're right. You're
Oh, yeah.
right.
Right? Because that's where you look around and you go, it's the producers and the people behind the
Hey,
scenes
oh,
that
yeah.
make all the money.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But because didn't you ask yourself, how could you be doing all those tours
Yeah.
and everything, and at the same time be filing bankruptcy?
Exactly.
I was shocked.
Yeah.
You see stories every day. You see them all the
Yeah.
time. We're like, really?
Yeah.
TLC? And
Oh, yeah.
there's just segments where they're annually making $30,000
Yeah,
as an artist.
Yeah.
Annually making
Yeah.
$30,000.
Right.
Well, why quit your day job?
right.
I lived in Panama for a year, and while I was there, I was doing my music, and I was trying to get it, released and published and all of that. There are 4 major labels in Panama, okay? I think one of them is called Padisco, the other one is Sonomundo, the other 2 I don't remember, right? So I went to Sonomundo. They love my song, they love my style, but they didn't want to give me the credit that I deserve. They want to give me 12% for everything, even though I wrote, I sung, and I produced the song. I should have gotten 12% for each of those categories. That would be 36, right? They didn't want to do it. They just want to give me 12%, and I said no. So they didn't like that. So Panama is small, so they just called the other 3 labels and said, hey, this guy's coming to you. Don't give him a deal. He's a jerk.
Oh, wow.
So I never got a deal.
Blackballed you.
Yeah, I never got a deal. So every one of those labels I went to, they wouldn't do business with me. And this is what the guy was doing from Sonomundo. So while my song was playing, because they're auditioning my song, right? While my song was playing, he had a recording device under his desk. So he's recording my song. So he was getting ready to tell me no, but then take my song and release it. Right?
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
So you saw that?
I saw that. I said, hey, what's going on there? And he's acting like he didn't understand me, speaking in Spanish. Going, no entiendo. No entiendo. You better turn that off right now. No entiendo. So that's what happened.
No entiendo, no dinero.
Wow.
So that's what happened. So, they kicked me out and say, I'm not going to do business with this guy. He's a troublemaker. So I say, hey.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I've been through a lot. So that's why with your knowledge and stuff and mine, we put that together.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
We could
So what would you, for advice for those that are in the music business, what would you, just an artist starting out, and what would you suggest?
As an artist starting out, one of the first things I'd say is make sure when you write all your songs, you get them copyrighted immediately, ASAP. And don't do that old school copywriting stuff where you put it in an envelope, seal it, and mail it to yourself. That doesn't work. Doesn't work.
The poor man's copyright.
Yeah, the poor man's copyright. Don't do that. Make sure that when you copyright it, you can copyright with the Performing Arts Society. That's one place you can copyright with. Or there's an organization here I think it's called Copyrights Association or something like that. Copyright your material. That's the first thing you do before you go to a producer and try to pitch your song. Because a lot of them have recording devices that you don't know about, and they're listening to you, and they say, oh, go ahead, let me hear you. And while you're singing, getting all excited, they're recording you. And next
now
thing
they
you know,
can do that with your phone, their phone, right?
Yeah.
Upload it to YouTube
Exactly.
and voila.
And the next thing you know, you hear your song out there, and you know it's your voice, but it has somebody else's name on it.
Wow.
So make sure you do that. The next thing you want to do is make sure you get the publishing right. So as soon as you copyright the song, then you want to make sure that you publish it. So get it recorded registered with a publishing company. Then you can approach these labels.
Okay.
That's what I would recommend. See, I didn't do those things. So I'm telling you from experience, I didn't do any of those things, and I got burnt big time.
Wow.
I did a song in Jamaica, and I only got $200 for it.
Oh, whoa.
$200. $200. And the song was a hit. It was on the top 20 chart in England because it's a compilation. It's an all-star album. Mm-hmm. So we all sung on the same rhythm, right?
Okay.
So the producer, he produced the rhythm. So he had like 10 to 12 different artists singing on the same rhythm.
Okay.
That's what we did, right? And it was a hit. And I know my song was one of the hit songs because, when people play the album, they play mine with two others.
Okay.
So there are 3 songs that they play popularly.
Oh, okay.
Right. So all of those things happened. Those are experiences I had. So I'm trying to share with you.
Lessons learned. Yeah, and those lessons can be very costly in that industry.
So we got 4 minutes to go.
Wow.
Crystal.
Well,
time flies so quickly.
You two are just blew me away. This whole creative side to both of you. But that's fantastic. I mean, you got to live your passion, right?
Definitely,
you got to live in your passion.
Definitely.
I'm so happy to hear what you're doing. This is great.
Thank you. Thank you. So definitely, I hope to see everybody next Friday on the 30th at the Lexington.
Tell them how to get there.
129 3rd Street in Los Angeles. Mm-hmm. And there'll be tickets available at the door because online the tickets sold out. Mm-hmm. So I do have some free tickets. So if you need free tickets, give me a call, 909-532-6771.
I like what you said. If you need free tickets, everybody needs free tickets for that. If you need free tickets.
But you need to buy me a drink.
Well, there you go. Well, that has been absolutely wonderful. We got about a few minutes. So I want to, tomorrow morning, there's a Salute to Black Women Business Conference Expo and Awards Luncheon. They are honoring 5 amazing women, one of them being Jackie B, my co-partner at Recycling Black Dollars, and Alicia White Madison, who is the founder of the Bella Network, which is the organization that I belong to, and Edna Sims, and Vivian Bowers, who has a legacy business. Her and her family have owned cleaners for like 30, 40 years, so she's being honored. And Ozzy Gonzalez, I think it's Gonzalez. And so they're all receiving honors tomorrow, and it is at the BBA, the Black Business Association, and the tickets are $65, and the location is at the LA Hotel downtown at 3330 333 South Figueroa Street. So if you're interested, reach out to the BBALA.org and get your tickets. And we will see you there tomorrow.
Excellent. And I pretty much, the only thing I have coming up, on Tuesday, I have the workshop. It's a capability statement workshop with the National Latina Business Women Association. It's a business management academy. It's going to be downtown at La Plaza de la Cultura y Artes, and that will be downtown right across from, what's the name of that place? Alvera Street. Right across from Alvera Street. So we're going to have that on Tuesday. And on Thursday, we have the mastermind class. Crystal and I have the mastermind class at the Urban League, the LA Urban League. And this week's class, we're going to cover cash flow management. And cash flow?
I guess I'm teaching.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess I'm teaching on Saturday.
And Crystal will be covering, is it cash flow? No, it's not cash flow. It's business infrastructure. I'm sorry. It's business infrastructure. We'll talk about best practice, how to develop your corporation, how to develop your business and all that. But the following week will be cash flow management, and Crystal will be teaching that. So it's every Thursday from 4 to 6 at the LA Urban League downtown.
All righty. Not downtown, around the corner.
Right around the corner.
In Leimert.
So with that being said, we really want to thank our special guest, Miss Annette Limon.
Thank you, Annette. It's been a pleasure, and it's great
always a pleasure.
learning this side of you and getting to know this side of you. I'm very impressed, and I'm looking forward to hearing what you two
I can't wait to collaborate with her.
Yeah,
she got all this pull. This leverage.
Yeah. So get him back in the studio.
I know.
He needs a creative outlet.
I do.
He works way too much.
I do.
So I think we need to get him back. So if you're the catalyst to get him back in, that's cool.
I'm looking forward to it.
And we want to wish everyone, again, all the women, a historical March. Happy Women's Business History Month.
Yep.
And next month is April. Mm-hmm. And that month is
Small Business Month.
Actually, is National Black Business Month next month.
Okay.
So we're going to bring some great guests. I'm looking to. I reached out to Kern Price today.
Good.
And I think I'm going to try to reach out to Jan Perry.
Excellent.
And some other individuals.
That's beautiful.
And then some other businesses that are in the community and highlight them. And it's all about recycling our black dollars.
That's what I'm talking about.
And using our dollars within our community and so our voices will be heard.
Excellent.
So we want to thank you guys once again for tuning into the Business Zone, and we look forward to you coming back next week.
That's right.
So we'll see you next Friday.
On behalf of my co-host,
Crystal,
and Gilbert Buchanan, you're on the Business Zone, and tune in next Friday from 3 to 5. We're out.
See you next week.
As a small biz pro, so we roll, using procurement, program, and control. As a small biz pro, so we grow, using procurement, program, and control. I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. Oh yeah, I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. Oh yeah, I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. Ooh, yeah. Crystal Mitchell, do you have my business plan? Just review the pages of my marketing plan. Crystal Mitchell, do you have my business plan? Just review the